What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Scoop with Coop. I'm Coop. How y'all doing out there? Well, so last week I didn't get to review episode 4 and 5 of the Houstons, so I'm just gonna briefly talk about that before I get into episode 6 and 7. First, I want to say, like I said before, why don't they make this show just a continuous hour instead of two 30-minute shows? Come on, Lifetime. All right, get it together. So anyway, so episode 4, that's when they did the BET tribute. If you watch the BET Awards, they did they did a Whitney tribute. It was Brandy, Monica, somebody else, and Sissy. Yeah, I can't remember who all was in there, but I know it was Brandy and Monica, and then Sissy Houston. So Chrissy was talking about how she don't want to go there because they talked about her mom so bad, and now they want to give her a tribute, and she's just not ready for that. I don't blame her. I'd probably be the same way because when was the BET Awards? Like in June. Her mom died in February. So yeah, it's still kind of fresh. It still is fresh. So yeah, I probably wouldn't go either. And Pat was understanding about her not going. And then while Pat was in where were they? LA for the BET Awards, Nick and Chrissy went to go get tattoos. They went to go. Iggy. Every time I want to shoot a video, he wants to cut the monkey. But anyway, they wants to go get matching tattoos. They get a W Chrissy got a W with 4 doves. One for her mom, her grandma, her, and somebody else. Wasn't it? I forgot what all the doves stand for, but I know one was for her mom, one was for her. And they went and got, I don't know if Nick got 4 doves as well, but it was kind of matching. I thought it was a cute tattoo. It wasn't nothing big and extravagant. It was just a W with the 4 doves. I thought that was cute. But yeah, they did get matching tattoos. So I wonder what Pat had to say about that. But at the end of episode 4, oh my gosh, Chrissy really broke down and almost brought me to tears because it's just so sad. You you losing your mom. I'm thankful I still have my mom and my grandma around. So, but yeah, I just feel so bad for her. It's just so sad. So that was episode 4. Episode 5 was Gary and Pat, they had a little date night. So she went to the salon to get her hair fixed. So she said, I have date night hair. All right. So during the date, Gary called her fat. Not for real. For real. You call, any man knows not to call their wife or woman or whoever fat. So she challenged him to a basketball match. And in the salon, she was like, he calling me fat, but when I met him, he had abs, and now he has a keg. So men, don't just look at women like, oh, you fat, you gaining weight. Buddy, you gaining weight too. So let's go work out together. But they had a little basketball game. Pat won, which was surprising. She must have played basketball back in the day because she was pretty good, So, so that was that. Chrissy and her cousin Mita. Is it Mina? Or Mita? Anyway, they went to get, pedicures and manicures, and they was talking about her relationship with her father, Bobby Brown, and she was like, it's not really good right now. He's remarried. She just can't believe he married, and her and his wife don't get along, which probably is understandable. She don't want to see her daddy with somebody else. So, yeah, that was that. Oh, and And Pat and Chrissy went to lunch to talk about how Chrissy's been acting, because everybody's starting to notice that Chrissy's behavior, or she's been drunk or high through mostly all these episodes, so they just now noticing it. Come on. But at the lunch, I want to say, whoever did Chrissy's makeup, a moment of silence for that makeup, because them eyebrows and them, whoo, Jesus. I'm just saying, she did that herself. She tried that herself. The makeup artist was not available for that day, so Chrissy took it upon herself to do it. But no, don't do that again. No. Okay, so that was episode 5. So last night, episode 6. So Pat is throwing a screening party for Chrissy, being on For Better or For Worse. So she's having a screening party because, get to pep Chrissy up a little bit. So that was the start of that episode, and she's inviting Cece Winans, which is Bobby Christina's godmother. She called her Gotti, which I think that is cute, Gotti. But yeah, so she's inviting everybody to come over. So then the next scene was with Gary and Uncle Ray talking about, everybody's noticing Chrissy is not grieving. They say she's not grieving properly, which, everybody grieves different. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to drugs. Some people turn to their work. They become workaholics. It's just different ways and different things people do to grieve when they lose a close loved one. So in Chrissy's case, it's alcohol. I don't know if it's drugs, but we know it's alcohol. So everyone is starting to notice. So then come the viewing party. Cece Winans come with, I think that was her husband. Cece Winans, I don't know how old she is, but that woman is gorgeous. She's still got this radiant glow about her. I just don't know. That woman's just gorgeous. So, it's going on with my shirt. But she's just gorgeous. And, yeah, so Cece, when Chrissy came and Cece hugged her, like, I miss you, I'm praying for you, she notices that Chrissy is not alert. And Chrissy was lit at that viewing party, let's just say. She could barely keep her eyes open, and everybody was noticing. Her cousin Mita was like, you're not nodding off, because she was like, oh. And she was just out of it. She was just out of it. And Cece also asked Nick and Chrissy, so what's going on here? I'm noticing something. What are y'all? Y'all an item now? And they was like, well, we're just partners. We're just there for each other. She was like, so are y'all in a relationship? They never did say. So they didn't want to tell Cece, but everybody else knows. She know too, because it don't take rocket scientists. So Chrissy, cousin Mita is really knows something is up with Chrissy, and she's not having it, because every time Chrissy's around them, her and Nick separate themselves from the rest of everybody else. So Mita was like, I'm not liking this situation. She kind of got upset about it. And so that was the viewing party. And at the end, Pat and Gary went out to dinner. And Pat and Gary started, first he was like, we're not going to talk about the situation. But then he got a little upset. And he just started going off like, we got to do this and that and this and that. And he just went, he just spoke his mind about it. So Pat decided to call their friend, she called her a spiritual mother, a spiritual advisor, a family friend. Her name is Tony Luck. And Tony Luck is in South Africa. So that was the end of episode 6. So here comes episode 7. Tony Luck is a very good friend, because she flew from South Africa to Georgia. Okay. Now that is a good friend, because it don't cost like a few $100s to fly from Africa to America. I think it's in the thousands. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, she's a very good friend. So so Pat was like, we're going on a family vacation, but actually it's a spiritual retreat to get Chrissy back on track, or whatever. So Chrissy starts, her and her cousin, they on a balcony. Chrissy start talking about, she's feeling her mom hard. She don't know what to do. She need to get back on track. And Mina gave her some really good advice. She said, Mina lost her mom to cancer. And she said, when I lost my mom, I stopped living. And she said, Chrissy, you can't do that. You gotta, you gotta keep living. You gotta go on. Your mom wants you to live on. So you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep going on. Which I thought was was some very good advice from someone who went through the same thing that Chrissy is going through now. To keep going, keep living. Don't just seclude yourself and, go into a state of depression. Which I know that is hard to say, but yeah, so Tony Luck. So next, Tony Luck is noticing Nick and Chrissy, relationship, and she is not feeling it at all. She's like, so what's going on here? And she started talking about Whitney passing, and she was like, you just gotta be here for your mom. And so she started talking about some moth, and everybody was thrown off by that story. I was kind of thrown off, like, I kind of got it about, somebody messing with, the course of nature, because the man took the moth out of the cocoon too soon, and the moth died. It was something about the course of nature. That's what I got from the story. Okay, so the next day, Chrissy is sick as a dog. Her stomach is hurting. She can't keep nothing down. She keeps throwing up. Her head is hurting. And so Nick wants to go check on the Chrissy, but Tony, because Pat was going to check, so Nick was like, I'm going to check too. Tony Luck was like, no, sit down, sit, have a seat. She was like, Pat's been with her since birth, so let her go, let them have their time. And Nick was like, well, I know her best. I know what. You know what, Nick? Shut up. Okay, so Tony was not feeling Nick. She was not feeling him. So Tony went up there afterwards and asked what they had. And she was like, I guess it was the wine. I guess I'm allergic to alcohol. Girl, you just had a hangover. That's what I took it as. That she just had a hangover and she just drunk too much. And so they took her to the hospital, and that was the end of episode 7. And so, it's just sad to see this on TV. I mean, of course, I'm a reality show junkie, and of course, I am watching it. But it's just sad to see Chrissy going through this mourning and devastation on TV. But I think it's kind of good at the same time, because it's helping her and it's helping her family, try to heal. But like I said before, I thought it was too soon to do this reality show. But hey, they all agreed to it, so hey, it is what it is. And of course, I'm going to keep watching and I'm going to keep reviewing. So that was my review of episode 4, 5, 6, and 7. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please rate and comment. And follow me on Twitter at ScoopWithCoop and Instagram at ScoopWithCoop. And I hope everyone enjoyed the rest of their day or night, whichever time you're watching this. And God bless. Bye-bye.